I think the funniest shit ever is when people speak on a topic passionately in which motherfuckers know that they don't know what they talking about. We got Nancy Grace. We got one of the queens at it. Queen debater, queen of emotional appeals, queen of trying to use her voice to say that pot is disgusting and say other arguments in which have no ration and simply emotions. She's did it again. This debate was about pot marijuana. She said admittingly that she doesn't do it, she doesn't try it. You can tell she's far removed from the culture. And you don't have to be a smoker of marijuana to be within the culture, to see the people inside the culture. And as a California resident, you go to a dispensary, you see all walks of life smoke marijuana. It's not just this criminal underworld in which acts violent every time they light up a J. I've heard Nancy Grace say weed wiped out a whole family before. Go figure. But listen to this again. She gets owned again.
A story like this where the guy is high on a legal marijuana cookie, how can you continue to insist that pot be legalized? And I'm not talking about medical marijuana. So don't start off with that.
Okay, she distincts medical marijuana from legal pot. I can show her legal pot and medical marijuana, and I guarantee Nancy Grace couldn't make a distinction between the two. She's, like I said, when you're far removed from a culture or any environment, it's laughable for you to have an assertion with so much emotion about something that you know nothing about. You couldn't tell the difference between medical marijuana and weed off the street, Nancy. But yet you want to claim that it's not the medical marijuana I'm talking about. He could smoke he could have a medical marijuana brownie and react however he react. You don't even know for sure if it was the weed.
I'm talking about recreational marijuana.
Because, Nancy, I'm not going to let the isolated stories you drag off the internet impact and affect the millions of Americans who use marijuana.
Right, you use one incident, regardless of where you got it from, you use one incident to try to depict marijuana as this drug in which drives people psychologically crazy. I can use sugar in someone's bad incident and blame sugar for it. Come on now.
Responsibly and do not impair or impact society negatively. You're the one who's sending out the bad message.
You stated that we dragged this off the internet when actually that's a police 911 call.
Okay, regardless of where you got it from, that's not the point. Let's keep it to the argument. In the art of argumentation, you have to protect your point. Nancy Grace appeals to emotion. That's why she says, this was a 911 call, to get y'all who don't think to appeal to her emotions and be like, oh yeah, it actually was a 911 call, not an online. So what? That's beside the point. His point is you use one incident, take it and try to depict marijuana. It's a fallacy. I don't know which fallacy it is off the top of my head, but it's a fallacy. Almost, I guess it's a straw hat fallacy where you take one straw out of the million and use that one to try to subjugate or negate pot in its entirety.
That you just heard. So are you suggesting that somehow it's not real because it was written about on the internet? Are you saying the 911 call is not?
Where'd you hear that from? Why would you assert that? Now she's changing the whole subject, a different appeal. I don't know which one it is. Probably the clown appeal.
Real?
No, I'm saying your argument is not real because you take isolated instances of aberrant behavior and try to make them standardized for all marijuana users.
Exactly.
And once and for all, Nancy, have you no conscience? When will this stop? When will you own up to the fact that millions and millions of Americans can light up a joint and have been since the age of Woodstock without impairing?
She's so programmed. She's programmed by law. If it's not the law, then it's wrong. So she probably will have some wine or a drink right after this and think nothing of it because legally it's right. I've been programmed to know that marijuana's illegal and drinks are legal. So it's right and one is wrong. And she, like, her dissonance when somebody's against her opinion will have this face, this little nasty little face she got, disgusted, because her argument has been refuted.
Okay, you know what? I was really just looking for an answer to the question, but obviously you're stoned. Dr. Drew, I want to hear your
There goes the character appeal. I told you, it's an emotional appeal you have where you use your emotions. Say, how could you let someone smoke pot after her kid got harmed while she was high? And there's the character appeal. Oh, it's obviously right now you're smoking pot. You're high. No logic yet from Nancy. Emotional and character appeal.
thoughts.
Well, the story I agree with Norm, actually, believe it or not. The story you dragged out about the man eating the marijuana cookie could just as easily be a drug withdrawal syndrome from the prescription drugs he was taking.
Exactly.
In fact, the cannabis may have just...
Exactly. Prescription pills kill more than marijuana. Newsflash, people out there, prescription pills kill more than marijuana.
It's been incidental. Now, I'm not saying cannabis is not associated with psychotic episodes. I'm not saying that the forensic pathologist...
Cognitive dissonance, when you hear your opinion being challenged and negated, you will have anger and attitude. Her appeal, she's so emotional. And not because she's a woman or a man. Man and woman are both emotional. But it's specific people with an amount of dissonance. When your cognitive dissonance is so high, your belief, when it's attacked, you get mad, you get angry, you want to fight, you want to argue on a low level of logic.
Not right. There are human consequences from this drug, but that has nothing to do with the argument about whether it should be legal or illegal. It's just the facts about the relationship with the drug.
Dr. Drew,
Nancy.
I really appreciate Dr. on call. I do. I'm a big fan. But you're in our house now, all right? So you can't just throw out a fact
You don't get to talk.
Okay.
What the hell is she talking about? You're in our house now. Stick to the argument. The argument is whether or not pot should be legal. Why or why not? Is it harmful to society? Is it helpful? You pull one anecdote out your ass out of a billion, and they said you use a 1 out of a million argument. That's a bad argument. And now you're saying you're in our house, so don't talk that. What the fuck do y'all put on Fox?
Norm, just try to get it out of your system so I can address Drew on this. Dr. Drew, you can't just throw out a fact unless you have backup for it. Now, do you have any evidence that this man that just guns down his wife in front of his children was having withdrawal from some other drug?
In the police report that you say is the factual matter that you've taken off the internet, there were empty pill bottles found in his room.
Empty pill bottles. Now you look even more stupid. And the cause of death for marijuana is still strikingly at a 0% rate. The act of violence under marijuana has never even been remotely asserted to be proven in comparison to liquor, in comparison to harder drugs. Marijuana hasn't been a drug that has done that in the times of now and in the times of the past. You rally the troops, you smoke a J, you chill out, you have some peace, man. But you know Nancy Drew don't know nothing about that. She may need a joint, y'all. She might need one.
And the fact is, he may have, there's a common thing right now is that people are being dismissed from their medical care because they get carried away with their opiates and benzodiazepines. They go into withdrawal, and in fact, they use pot to try to deal with the withdrawal from the prescription bed.
Okay,
exactly.
I appreciate where Drew is headed, but the facts govern this case, Dr. Arnold. There's nothing.
What facts? What facts, Nancy Grace? Please spew out your facts. It's all based on anecdotes. You just pulled an anecdote out your ass. They can pull one out their ass if they want to, but we use the maximized anecdotes, and many marijuana smokers haven't had this occur. So you're in the minority with your assertion that marijuana made this person kill their whole family.
In this father's bloodstream, but pot-related substances.
But Nancy, that's
mind you, pot's in your system for a long time, so you don't even know if the person was actively high while she's using it. So it's already a stretch. The motherfucker could have smoked 3 weeks ago and had pot in his system.
My point,
I was
all the
talking to
drugs would be
Dr.
out.
Arnold.
He would be in withdrawal because everything is out of his system. He would
And so,
necessarily, that
actually-
makes my case.
Actually, the fact that it's
He would be in withdrawals. Withdrawals would force some sort of psychotic behavior or some physical reaction. She can't even listen to information.
nothing in his system. There's no
Makes the case for
suggestion.
withdrawal. Makes the case for withdrawal.
Nothing in his system makes the case for withdrawal. Do you understand?
Withdrawal only happens when everything's out of the system. Where were the pills at his bedside? Why isn't that still in his bloodstream?
You know,
It's
Dr.
ridiculous. I see this all
Arnold,
the time.
Dr. Arnold, you've really poured gas on flame here.
Oh my God. Now she's reverting to some other bullshit. This is disgusting.
Look, man.
I don't know what he has to say, but you see Nancy Grace and her backtracking bullshit. Argumentation, she's not nowhere near. She shouldn't be on TV, but that's what Fox always presents to you. Oh my goodness. Question for y'all. Do y'all think pot causes violence? Do you think pot prompts murder? I probably already know your answer. Any sensible, the humans, the people, the common folk, the people I actually reach and grasp that are not on this television, they know the truth, man. Come on now. Nancy Grace, quit talking that bullshit. It's your boy Dane.